Hey guys, this is Greg with Medical Muscle. Can you ace medical school? Can you ace medical school even if you were an average undergrad student? And I'm gonna tell you, yes, it's very possible. And I'm a good example of that. So I'm gonna be honest, going from undergrad to medical school, I was freaked out. I had no idea how hard this was gonna be or what to expect. And, I think in general, all I wanted to do was pass. But once I got into medical school and started acing exams, I was like, whoa, this is actually not that hard, okay? And, the reasons are pretty simple. I absolutely know that medicine was right for me, okay? That's number one. And I really enjoyed the content. I did, and I think that's important for you. If you want to ace these exams, you have to enjoy what you're learning because that's how you retain this stuff. You have to enjoy the process of putting puzzles together, okay? Understanding the human body, understanding pharmacology, and understanding pathology, okay? It's interesting, and you have to have that. If you're not passionate, it's gonna make it really hard. But you can also fake it, If you just find little bits of information that you find interesting, then just stick with that. I think people also overlook that medicine is like a marathon. It's not a sprint. So even if you get a C on your first exam, okay, in the vast majority of things, it doesn't really matter because there's so many exams. One little hiccup is just really not going to be that big of a deal, okay? I think as long as you have a good work ethic, obviously you're passionate about what you want to do, which is being a doctor, okay? You enjoy the material, you actually enjoy what you're learning, or you like the process of, figuring out puzzles, and you're willing to adapt, because that's a big part of medical school too, is also adapting your learning style, right? Then you'll do fine. So say if you get a C on your first exam, it doesn't mean that you're a dumb person. It doesn't mean that you're not a hardworking person. It could be that you're just not studying efficiently. And that just takes you being able to analyze what you're doing and ask for help and talk with other people, figure out more efficient ways of doing the same thing. Don't be stubborn. You have to be flexible because each term in medical school gets progressively harder, faster, more material, and time management becomes a very big factor. So to become more efficient, you have to adapt. You have to be very plastic. And I feel like that's a skill that you have to build. But I think on the flip side, say if you've aced your first exam, it's also a marathon. So just because you've aced your first exam doesn't mean you're gonna keep acing things indefinitely, right? You still have to keep adapting too. The study techniques you did to ace your first exam are not gonna be the same study techniques that you use to ace future exams because things get a lot harder, okay? So you have to keep adapting. I've heard students who've actually failed exams and ended up getting great step 2 scores. It's totally possible. Over 240 easily on step 2, even with a failed exam in medical school. Some content is hard, some content is hard. Sometimes it's not taught, the best way. Sometimes there's life things that get in the way, So I think as long as you just keep moving forward, you don't give up, you guys are gonna do great, okay? So, you guys, I wish you the best of luck in this whole process. Keep working. You guys got it, okay? So if you like this stuff, please subscribe, give me a like on this. And stick around for some more great content.